and the fairing came outside. So this is the entire fairing of RS457 which I have removed. The horn wire is connected directly to the cutter, and the stock wires which came from the horn, I have connected this one also to the cutter. Cutter is over here. So this is nothing but the relay of the horn which will manage the power distribution of both of these horn. I have given the positive and negative connection over here, and it is properly taped inside, and the wiring is going from here and then it goes inside like this. It is way too loud, and now it's time to put the fairing again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to install double horn on the RS457. As you already know, the stock horn which comes on this bike is not very loud, and whenever I am going on the highway tours, the horn is not enough for the other vehicles to be heard on higher speeds. That's why I decided to go with the double horn. But it is very easy to mount double horn on any naked motorcycle, but this motorcycle being a faired motorcycle, it is quite difficult to mount a double horn. So for that, let me show you which double horn I am going to fit in this bike. So I am going to use this Roots horn. It is known as Smart Tone, and I'll show you the horn as well. As you see, this is the single horn. It is golden plated in the back, and in the front it is black. I have used these horn previously as well on my Duke 390, and the same set of horn I am going to use it for my RS457 as well. So these are the two double horns, and apart from this, you cannot directly install these horns because it will put a lot of load on the wiring. So you need to install a cutter that is known as the horn relay. So I have bought that as well, and this is an entire wiring kit that I have bought. If you don't get this wiring kit, you can also make a wiring kit. You just need this cutter. This is known as the horn relay. This is very important if you are installing any dual tone horn on your bike, any dual horn on your bike. What this does is it will not put any load on your wiring. So on the bike's wiring, it will directly take the power from the battery, and just the load of the cutter will be on the switch. So you need not worry anything about wiring. I am not going to tamper any wiring on this bike. I am going to install it as it is. It is just that I am going to use this wiring set which I have bought with this horn horn wiring kit. So I'll also open the fairing of this bike. So there is no video how to open the fairing of this bike in order to install the horn or do any type of activity. So I thought I'll make a dedicated video on how to remove the fairing as well, and I'll install this double horn and show it to you guys. If you don't know how to do the wiring, I don't expect anyone to do it on your own. If you have the knowledge how a wiring system of a double horn and the cutter works, only then you go ahead with this by doing it yourself, or else you have to do it by the mechanic only. First I'll be removing the upper bolt which is present over here. So I have removed this part. This is located in the inside. So there are 4 nuts in this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to remove these 4 nuts in order to remove this particular panel which is placed inside near the meter console of the bike. So I have removed all the bolts of this fairing, and I am going to remove this fairing now. So there were a lot of bolts that I had to remove. Everything is removed, and the fairing came outside. So this is the entire fairing of RS457 which I have removed, and this is how the bike looks after the fairing is removed.
अच्छा वो कट के नीचे से बस इतना ही चाहिए ना
इतना ही चाहिए.
हाँ
यहाँ से बस ऐसे करके से डालेंगे, यहाँ से निकाल लेंगे, यहाँ से पास कर देंगे. After removing the fairing, you can see the original horn is placed over here. So I am going to use these two points for the horn. I'll not use this horn, I'll have to remove it. So one horn will be fitted here, and another horn I'm planning to mount it somewhere over here. So this is how the bike looks after the fairing is opened. So as you can see, I'm removing the stock horn. Now the stock horn is removed. So this is the stock horn, and I'm going to mount the new horn over here. So I'm not going to use this horn.
Can you show us the difference?
So this is the horn that I'm going to use.
And this is the old horn.
This is
See
the
the
old
difference.
horn. See the difference. It's so huge. I'm going to mount this horn over here. So at this is the place that I have finalized. There is no other place to mount the horn because the double fairing will come here and there is a gap on this place only, and it will not be obstructing the motion of the suspension. So I'm going to install it over here. To install it, I need to drill a hole on this panel. So you see, I have made a hole over here, small hole in the inner fairing of the motorcycle, and I'll mount the horn over here like this. Let me show you the nut and bolt that I'm using. So this is the nut. So I'm locking it from both the side. From the other side I'm giving it a nut as well. So from here the bolt is there, and from the other side the nut is being tightened. This is the bolt that I'm using, and this is how the horn is mounted. On top of it the fairing will sit over here. Now I just have to do the wiring and it will be done. You can see I have also removed this part of the rear fairing. So from here I'll be taking the connection for the horn, and it will be passing from here all the way from inside the fairing, and then finally it will be connected. Now I am going to mount the relay, which is the cutter. So this is the relay. I am mounting it over here. For that I am drilling a small hole over here beside the horn itself. This is how the cutter is mounted over here. So I am going to just attach this wiring like this, and then the horn wiring will be done from here, and the stock wiring is over there. I'll show you the entire wiring process now. These are the two wirings which will go connect to the battery of the motorcycle, and the wiring is passing from here. You can see this wire, and I have installed a heat shield wrap on the wire because it is very close to the engine, so the heat might melt the wire, and that's the reason why I have installed a heat shield on this wire. And this heat shield continues till here, and then the wire comes here, and now here I will connect it to the cutter. So because the wire is small, I'll connect these two wires over here, and then these two wires will be connected to the battery. Apart from that, let me also show you the other wirings that I have done. So you can see these two wires. This wire is connected. The horn wire is connected directly to the cutter, and the stock wires which came from the horn, I have connected this one also to the cutter. Cutter is over here. So this is nothing but the relay of the horn, which will manage the power distribution of both of these horn. And the other part, you see these two clippings, it will go on the second horn, and then the wiring will be complete. So right now it is all messy. Once I am done with all the wiring, taping, and then I'll zip tie all these wires so that it will be neat and clean, and then I'll show you again. Guys, finally the wiring is complete. As you can see, I have given the positive and negative connection over here, and it is properly taped inside, and the wiring is going from here, and then it goes inside like this, and then it is coming from here. It is not touching the tank, so there is some space over here. Still I have given a heat shield to the wire. No matter how much ever the engine is hot, this wire will not get damaged. And I did not take it outside the fairing, because if I take it from here, this part is clearly visible outside, and the fairing will be from here itself. So I didn't want the wire to look awkward over here. That's why I have taken it from inside, and then from here, and then it goes to here. And here is all the wires that I have tied up. You can see here is the cutter, the relay for the horn, the secondary horn, this is the primary horn, and you can see all the wiring is done. So two wires are here. This stock two wires which are coming, that is over here, and then these two wires are routed from this place and then goes inside from here and then comes here, and the wiring ends here. Let me show you how it sounds as of now. It is way too loud, and now it's time to put the fairing again. Now the fitting and everything is done, as you can see, and all the nuts and bolts I have tightened it up, and you can't see anything outside. Even over here, if you see, you won't be able to see any wire coming from here. This was the coolant pipe, it is already seen over here, but my wiring, it is somewhere hidden inside this panel and then directly goes inside the chassis from here. So you won't be able to see any wiring. Even if you see here, you won't be able to see the wiring over here. And let me show you the under seat, how it looks. So even over here you won't be able to see any wiring. Only this wiring which you see here, this is the wiring, that is my wiring which is coming here. Only this wiring is visible from all the sides, and you will not be able to see any wiring from here. So this is how neatly I have done the wiring, and apart from that I'll also show you how the wiring looks here. So that's the place of the stock horn in which I have installed the root horn. That is the first horn, and the second horn is installed somewhere over there. Let me focus it. Yeah, now you can see that golden shining part, that is the second horn I have installed inside. So it won't be visible from here, and from here as well you will not be able to see any wiring. These are the stock wirings, and these two wirings are the wirings that I have installed for the horn. So this is clamped with this clamp kind of a thing over here, so it does not look awkward anyway, and it is super nice to have this. And let me give you a demo as well. I'm not sure how much of it you can hear in the video, but video never does the justice because the mic is not that great, but in real these double horns are very loud. So this was the double horn installation of RS457. I think this was first on YouTube, which I have done on myself. And if you found this video useful, do give a thumbs up, and you can share it with anyone who wants to install a double horn on the RS457. And there was a lot of effort involved in this video. As you have seen, I have removed the entire fairing and then done the wiring of the double horn with the cutter, and then finally it is taking power directly from the battery. And let me tell you, you will have a question that will this hamper the warranty? The answer is no, because I have not touched the original wiring of this motorcycle even at one place. The two pins that were coming to the horn, I have used just those two pins. There is no tampering with the wire as well. Directly the cutter is taking power from the battery, and it is not putting any load on this switch. So all the load that the switch is bearing is for the cutter itself, and that's it. The horn is directly powered with the battery, so you need not worry about the warranty of this bike as well. And if you found this video useful, definitely share it with your friends. With that, I will sign off from this video, and I hope you gained some useful knowledge from this video of the double horn modification on RS457. This was the first on YouTube video, and yes, I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.